I'm gonna cut that.
That's right.
I can't.
That's right.
Welcome to another episode of the Victor and the Giant Fox Music Review Podcast. In this podcast, we like to take a look at recent releases in the heavy music world.
Nice,
I'm here
dude.
with my co-host, non-titular Mike,
What's up, guys?
Someone.
titular Victor,
What's up? Yes, I
What's
y'all.
up, man?
and I'm the titular Giant Fox. And today, we're taking a look at Demon Hunter's most recent release.
Well, both of you titular, man.
Because the title is Victor and the Giant Fox.
Come on,
Fine.
man.
Whatever, man. It's cool.
So we're going to take a look at Demon Hunter's newest release, Exile.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into the breakdown of Demon Hunter's Exile, Mike,
Yo.
I've heard you have recently had some success in your battle against genital rashes.
Yeah, man. Genital rashes, bro. they just keep coming up, man.
But you keep beating them down, man, and that's impressive.
Yeah. You know what, man? You know.
Hey, man, as long as they're not above the belt line, that's a win, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
My
Wait,
book.
what kind of genitals you talking about, man?
The rash, bro, not the genitals.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. We good.
Mike's
Yeah.
rashes have genitals, bro. Bro.
Dude. Some Rick and Morty stuff right there, man.
All right, I regret that. Let's
Yeah.
go on with the breakdown
Yeah, you do.
of Exile by Demon Hunter. All right, Mike, break it down.
All right. Well, we are not going to go song
Hold
by
on, can
song.
you scoot this way just a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
There you go, that's good.
Scoot wherever you need me to scoot, man.
Yeah, that's all good, bro.
Right, man. Yeah. Demon Hunter. All right. Well,
Well,
this is their newest album that
Sure
just
is.
dropped. Like what? 2 days ago?
yeah, sure.
Hot
Yeah.
off the press.
3 days
something
ago,
like
I
that.
think. Today's Tuesday. It dropped on Friday.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Do the math
There you go.
yourselves.
I will say this being their latest album, gonna start off with wasn't too much of a fan.
All right.
I
Well,
love
give a
Demon
little
Hunter.
background on you because you are a fan.
Yeah, these guys. I mean, I've started with these guys with my metal journey.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay.
I don't know if I'd call him a metal journey, though.
I mean, it's stupid. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
that would be cool though if they covered a Journey song.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. So, man, after their last like 3 albums, they've just kind of changed their whole sound to me. They used to put out ballads like every other song or like every 2
I
songs.
don't
They
think
have
it was
like
that
2
regular,
ballads,
would it
maybe.
be?
Yeah, maybe like
Yeah.
2 in one song.
Yeah.
And now it's like
You mean
all
album?
ballads.
2-in-1 album?
Yeah.
Oh,
2
yeah.
songs in one album. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like the whole album is that.
Right.
Well, it's like somber ballads, too. It's not, I don't know. It's,
Not
Yeah.
rock ballads. or
yeah,
whatever.
not passionate,
Yeah.
like, solid hook lines. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
It just seems more
yeah.
just like somber, kind of just like weight on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ballads.
honestly, dude. Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt about, the last few albums that they've come out with. It's all just been more radio friendly stuff. Not as heavy as their old stuff at all. So yeah, I was just gonna kind of condense this, and talk about that.
Yeah.
Not song by song because there were a couple songs.
Yeah,
Let's
just hit the
see.
highlights.
Yeah.
I mean, the songs that were highlights.
Freedom is Dead was very different, like you pointed out before we started this. It was very punky.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
think Ryan Clark has like a more punk-esque style.
Yeah, punk,
like
hard,
he's
hard rock.
Yeah.
Kinda. I mean, not hard rock, hardcore.
yeah.
Can't-
I mean, honestly, like punk though.
Yeah.
Like he came from that background and wanted to do more punk stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess the whole band kind of just went towards metal.
Yeah.
So,
Well, interestingly enough, little tidbit, Ethan something. I can't remember his last name.
Hunt? Ethan Hunt?
No, that's Mission Impossible.
You're right. That's awesome.
Their old bassist.
The side eye Victor gave me, man. It's like you see those husky videos and they're just like, just shame. Oh, go on.
But anyway, so Ethan, I don't know, I think it was Klein or Ethan something, was the bassist, I think. He played in the OC Supertones, which is a ska punk band.
Mm-hmm.
And then also did a project with
Reliant K, wasn't it?
No. Oh yeah, I think he did play with Reliant K.
Yeah, he was.
Which is hilarious because those guys are like super, just like real like nerdy, preppy. That's their style.
Oh, okay.
And then he's just like this big like Hopper from Stranger Things, just just dad figure,
just a burly guy,
dad figure. Yeah. So it's just hilarious that he was in Reliant K. But he was in a project called Guerrilla Rodeo with Reese Roper from
Reese Roper,
Five Iron Frenzy.
Okay, nice.
Brave Saint Saturn, and there were a couple other people in the band. It was kind of a, what do they call that? A super band where it's like people from established bands
that
all do something together.
Man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, and I mean, like, so there's a couple songs in here like that. Let's see, that was "Freedom Is Dead." I think it was. Let me find it. Was it "Heaven Don't Cry"? There was one that was just like super metal. Like it was one of their heavier
I don't think
songs.
it's "Heaven Don't Cry."
Probably not. "Silence the World," maybe.
Yeah, that one. Well, that one was good, but it was a more emotional one.
Yeah. So like a lot of this album was very, like Victor was
Revolutions,
saying,
I think might have been one of them.
Was that?
Revolutions, the eighth track.
Okay.
I think that one was one. It was kind of like sludgy and, but it was heavier than a lot of the other songs. I don't know if that's what you were thinking.
Yeah. So you've got a couple heavy songs mixed in with a more somber note through the entire album, which definitely not my taste in Demon Hunter anymore. Like I would like it if they switched over to their old stuff,
Oh yeah.
more heavy, just like, I don't know, the way they had a different sound than everybody else. I felt like it was kind of like old school, like heavy metal mixed with screaming. Like they captured a different audience.
I always enjoyed from Demon Hunter specifically, like they had this southern kind of like sludge to them.
Yeah,
especially like their guitar work. Like a lot of that's it just sounded southern. I don't know why, but it's just that like really cool twang that the guitarist had in his leads, and it just sounded almost bluesy,
right.
And it went well with their metal, and like you said, like they've gone through their own evolution or whatever, and where they're at now, I'm on the same page with you, bro. Like I'm not there with them, kind of
yeah. Like I'll always be an advocate of Demon Hunter. Like they're a great band. Their message is great. Like they're all super good Christian guys, like really cool. And they're all in like several things. Every member of Demon Hunter is like doing all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
And like even Brian Clark himself is like a huge artist.
Don't get into that. So that's the only trivia I found.
Come on, man.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and they actually, like, I feel like they paved the way for a lot of the little bit older metal bands that came out. Like they either paved the way or they played with the bands that were like getting the older guys into metal and stuff like that. So it was cool. Not that they're older, they are now, but back then to me it was the older guys. Right. And now I'm like, part of it. So
now you are the older guys.
Yeah.
But how does that relate to this album?
It feels it.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know. To me it just kind of feels like they don't want to play metal anymore. It's kind of how it feels. I'm not sure if that's the thing. they seemed pretty pleased with this album.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not what I would want from Demon Hunter.
Gotcha.
You know, as a metal album, I would rank it pretty low. I'd give it like a 5.
Okay.
But as a Demon Hunter album, you know, it's still their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say it's like a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for you, it would
Personally,
be
it'd be a 5.
a 5. Okay. What? So like top 3 songs on the album that
Top
you liked.
3 songs. Let me.
If
look
you
up
liked at least 3 songs.
Yeah.
Defensive mechanism was
Okay.
pretty cool. Master was all right. And which one was? I think it was Godless.
Oh yeah.
Godless was pretty cool. Yeah.
Do you remember that band that's local here called Ravine? We went to
Ravine.
one of their shows at one of the like more divey venues here.
That sounds familiar, dude, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Ravine?
Ravine. Yeah, they had kind of a, I don't know, like a grungy Southern sound, like almost like if
We played with
Can't
them
think
at
of
a
good
bar?
No, we didn't play with them. We went to see them.
Ravine.
Yeah.
We went to see them?
Yeah. The guy was like kind of skinny, had like long black hair, but not like metal black hair, like I don't know, kind of trendier long hair.
Okay.
And then like it kind of shocked both of us when he like put his hair back, and it was like just he had real strong acne. And we just commented about that. That's nothing against the guy. I'm just saying that was the conversation we had. Oh, okay. Maybe I was the one that was shocked. Maybe I'm a jerk. Anyways,
What's the segue here?
the song "Godless" reminded me of that band.
Of that band.
Yeah.
Well, what's
Yeah.
funny is it's also got the Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest in it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what did it.
He's the guitar. He does guitar, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Based
might have
on-
been what
based
made
on-
you feel like, you know, Judas
No,
Priest is old, you know?
No,
They've
but
been
I
around.
mean, if I'm right and he does the guitar, his guitar part in there stands out pretty clearly. No, this is the overall like groove of the song, like,
No.
and all that, how it like.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is Demon Hunters never really had like solos. They don't really do their
Right.
guitar work is more just I don't know, like straightforward. They don't get into like hooks really or guitar licks or anything like that.
Not so much with their guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
they
that
do more
like,
vocal hooks.
So I mean, it's always just
Oh
their
my gosh,
idea.
I'm sitting on me. Sorry.
It's all good. Their idea is always just kind of like the whole band is
Right,
the
right.
idea of the song.
Yeah.
You know, rather than like putting some sweet face melting solo or
Right,
some
right.
tasty licks, you know. It's just very immersive is what their old stuff typically is.
What'd you think, Victor?
Yeah, man. What do you think?
I was disappointed, dude. Like,
Disappointed?
you know, I'm still expecting older Demon Hunter to show up, and
Mhm.
I don't think they're gonna do that anymore, and
I don't think so
that's okay, you know.
Right.
But this is where we part ways.
Oh, dang, man. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Some
Yeah.
heavy words.
Hey, man, it happens to bands. You know, it happened
Yeah.
to me and Between the Baird and Me.
Mhm.
Like they're
Mm.
just taking this polka, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not there, you know.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
the same with these guys, and it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's I'm not feeling it at all. You know?
Right.
Like very consistently
Mhm.
not
Right.
feeling it. I guess like my favorites on this album would be
Or just that stood out for some reason.
Freedom is Dead. You know
Yeah.
that one was I like that one, and then I didn't think the first one was terrible. I like
Mhm.
that one. And then here and there, little things that I enjoyed a little bit, but it was overall, it was kind of all just very somber, very kind of just droney.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was just, you know, when the music very easily becomes background noise, it's really hard to just, because there's nothing there to really
capture your
focus.
attention.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
help you focus.
Draw you into it.
Yeah, and it just was a lot of repetitive, just same kind of chorus versus chorus. It felt that way at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it was that.
Right.
But that's album work is 10 out of 10. Like always.
The artwork.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But what do you give it?
I give it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
That's low.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it makes.
so I would say if you are a Demon Hunter fan who enjoyed not songs of, was it
Death and
Lost
Resurrection.
Death and Resurrection? Is that what it is? Not that one, but the one before that. I can't.
Peace.
We'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, Peace and was it
Peace, and then the
War.
other one was War.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed those, I think this is probably a 7 or 8, 9 for you on those.
Yeah.
We clearly individually did not feel that way
Yeah.
about that one. Something about, maybe it's just the way that I went through it. And I watched a couple interviews with Ryan Clark. But I kind of got his perspective on it. So
Mhm.
I approached it more of somebody who is into this style of music. Maybe that's not true. That probably would have been higher, but and I tried to take this as a standalone album, not compare it to their old stuff.
Right.
So it's probably why it's going to be ranked a little higher. But there were a couple things that stood out to me. Chemicals, song number 9. There was something about the backup vocals on the chorus that didn't jive, like it didn't mix into the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I couldn't put my finger on why, but it was noticeable enough that I was like, I don't know why that's not flowing in. There doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with it, but it just didn't flow. So maybe they did that on purpose, and that was some sonic trickery that I picked up on, but can't explain. And then 11, Devotion. This might've been the one you were talking about, the one that was a little heavier. It was fast sludgy.
Yeah.
Which is why when we get to Giant Fox Takes, I'm going to talk about that song again. But so I give it a 6.
Okay.
See, looking at it, like, I mean, they've been at it, especially Ryan Clark's been at it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Your taste in music changes, I think. And I'm not saying this because he said this, but other bands have like gotten mad that their fans like didn't like their new stuff or didn't, were upset at their new stuff because it was a change in sound.
Yeah.
I think that, you just have to know that that's part of it. As a band, 100%. You are, as an artist, it's like you're creating a product, but really you're creating a service, you're creating an experience.
Right.
So people don't enjoy that anymore. They're just going to go somewhere else, and you have to realize that they don't, in the same way that, they don't owe you anything as an artist.
Right.
It's arguable. Bands and artists, probably do owe something to to their fans, because their fans buy their stuff, they buy their merch, they buy tickets, stuff like that. So it's a little more on the band side, but I mean, that's all I have to say. It's just a choice. If you're going to change your sound, you just got to know it's going to come with, or when you're choosing to fork one way or the other of where your sound is developing, you just got to know not everybody's going to follow you.
Yeah. Your audience is going to change for sure.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing with these guys, like with what they've put out, up until now, like, they've just built a fan in me. So I'm like, I will always love Demon Hunter, regardless what they put out, just because of the type of people that they are, the type of musicians that they are, and how they're still freaking going,
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I will listen to every new album that they put out. If they keep going, I'll like some more than I like the others.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll keep reviewing them, I guess.
Yes, we will.
But no, one positive thing though, maybe it's just because I didn't really dig into Peace and War, and but I listened to him a lot up to Storm the Gates of Hell. After that, it was a little more hit or miss, and what I checked in on. But I would say now I think he has better clean vocals consistently than he did in the other albums.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Which comes with experience and practice, makes sense.
Yeah.
But that did stand out. I'm like, oh, because we've seen him live and it wasn't the strongest live performance on his clean vocals. His screams were, as far as I remember, pretty on point.
Yeah.
20 years of screaming, I imagine that changes how you feel about treating your throat, after 2 decades.
You're like, I'm not going to scream this line. I'm going to let the audience do it.
Yeah. Pull a Howard Jones.
Yep. Just stand up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I still got, like you were saying, I got a lot of respect for the guys still. Yeah. So with that, let's go on to our next segment. What else have they done? So real quick before I get into the current members, Ethan Luck. His name's Ethan Luck.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who Ethan Klein is or how that
not Hunt.
Connected. But yeah, not Hunt either. But so their current members are people they've all been in there at least since 2009, I think. Let's see. Ryan Clark, founding member since 2000. John Dunn on bass, joined in 2002. Tim Yogi Watts.
Yogi.
And on drums, 2004. Patrick Judge, he's lead guitar and backing vocals, 2009. And then Jeremiah Scott in 2011. He joined rhythm guitar and backing vocals. But their albums, which is what this segment's all about, self-titled in 2002, Summer of Darkness in 2004, The Triptych. It's probably my favorite album of theirs.
Triptych's great.
In 2005, Storm the Gates of Hell, 2007, The World is a Thorn, 2010, True Defiance in 2012, Extremist in 2014, Outlive, which I was completely unaware of, in 2017, War in 2019, and Peace in 2019. Songs of Death and Resurrection in 2021. We covered that audio only. I'll be honest, we did not give it a favorable review, but it wasn't really a metal album anyway, so
yeah, it's just it's not a metal album.
And then Exile 4 days ago came out. But
dang, man,
but yeah, we got a long history listening to these guys.
Heck yeah.
And I mean you especially, Mike, but all three of us. So yeah, nothing but love and respect for these guys. Unless you guys have anything to add, we'll go on to the next segment.
Next segment, bro.
Let's go.
Trivia. All right. Something we may have mentioned the last time we covered we covered their other album. But Ryan Clark and his brother Don Clark are they have built an incredibly successful art firm. Is that what you'd call it? Art and marketing firm?
Yeah.
Called Invisible Creature. They've been nominated like 4 times for album artwork.
Dang,
awesome.
They've worked with let's see, Foo Fighters. They've worked with Lecrae. They've worked with all sorts of people. The Foo Fighters one, they did the vinyl, and that's one of the nominations they got.
Dang.
I don't remember the name of the album, but it's like the real popular one that has like, it's half of a old timey World War II bomb and then half of a amp tube.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
2007. You'd recognize it if you saw it. I
freaking love that album.
Yeah, but and they've done a lot with a lot of bands. They've worked with August Burns Red, Becoming the Archetype, Haste the Day. I mean, they've done who knows how many metal albums.
They're all over the board. If you just go to their wiki and like look at references and stuff, dude.
Or you can just go to their Invisible Creature website.
Or their page, yeah.
Which is where I looked. But I mean, they've worked with like huge clients. Like they've done gift card artwork for Target.
Oh, that's cool.
And they've done stuff for NASA. I mean, they've done a lot, which is really impressive. Yeah. So it's impressive that they can do that and do, Demon Hunter. Well, I mean, Don Clark used to be in Demon Hunter, has left to focus on Invisible Creature. But yeah, it's incredible that, Ryan Clark's been able to do both.
Mm-hmm.
So good on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess with that, let's go on to our last segment, Giant Fox Takes.
Ooh.
All right. So Giant Fox Takes. This one is also related specifically to this album.
What's your
Song
Giant
number
Fox takes?
11, Devotion.
Ooh, okay.
I said was like, fast, sludgy,
Mm-hmm.
which it's probably already out there, but I'm going to recoin the term to fit that particular sound from this, where it's sludgy, but it's like, quicker
What you
pace.
got, man? What you got?
Swampcore.
Ooh, swamp core, man.
Yeah,
that
was
sounds like a day in July.
Yeah.
Swamp
Didn't
core,
you come
man.
up with that earlier on the podcast?
Sludgecore.
You said sludgecore. We got sludge Kong.
Yeah.
We got sludge zero.
Swamp ass.
Swamp ass. We got these are all gonna be t-shirts.
So these guys would be, I don't know, what would you call it? The sludge thing? You don't want to call it the swamp thing.
These guys?
Yeah.
What'd you
The
say?
creature
just now?
from
You
the
said
Black
s-
Sludge
you said-
Goon. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
So again, every week we drop a new episode of an album, of a new release in the heavy music world. Not always metalcore, as today I don't think this one would really qualify as metalcore. So there you go. I'm not lying to you. But we love to help you discover new bands or maybe albums you didn't know were out. If you liked what you heard, if you're on YouTube, we'd appreciate a like, a comment, subscription, click the notification bell. It all helps and it's free to use, so we appreciate that. If you're listening on audio only, we love you too. We'd appreciate it if you would rate, review, share, all that good stuff. It helps us, helps people find us, and we appreciate it. And that would help us grow. And the reason we want to grow is because we want to be able to start going to shows and interviewing bands and doing that sort of fun stuff that I believe would be good content for you guys to watch as well. So,
oh yeah, hit us up.
there you go. And as per usual, we used to call for this all the time, but we haven't lately. If you think we did a good job, let us know in the comments. If you think we did an awful job, if you think we're terrible people, and we should, be banned from YouTube because we didn't like this album enough, or we liked it too much, let us know in the comments.
Oh yeah.
And with that, I think there's no better way than to put the camera on Mike unexpectedly and expect him to do something for the outro.